the internet can take a lie and run so far with it, so far that it's to the point where you just can't do anything about it.
Okay, I can't have been the only one who just found that whole Jojo Siwa interview just so unbelievably awkward and tense to listen to. Purely because I just find it quite ironic how Jojo earlier on was basically saying that, you know, she became friends with COLLEEN when she was 12, etc., not realising the complete and utter irony that we're now finding ourselves in with like grown-ass adults befriending young kids. Anyway, I'm not insinuating anything, I'm just saying that the irony is still there. But the reason why I've summoned you guys here today is because we're going to be talking about a series of replies that Jessica Ballinger made to a comment regarding, you know, why are you friends with Jojo Siwa? Why are you promoting Jojo Siwa? You know, Jojo is friends with James Charles, etc. Basically insinuating that, you know, Jessica needs to be careful about who they're aligning themselves with. This was coming from a fan who, in her own words, literally bought a load of the merchandise, has supported them, loves the family, etc. Now, if you don't already know, which I'm assuming you do, Jessica Ballinger is the wife of Chris Ballinger. Chris Ballinger is COLLEEN Ballinger's brother. Basically, this could have been Jess or Chris in the replies. A lot of people are saying that this is Jessica. Maybe there's some more hints there that I just haven't quite picked up on, but I think this is in fact Jessica in the replies. And Jess is kind of just digging herself a massive hole. Like, I don't really know a lot about this side of the Ballinger clan because you guys probably know this, you know, I don't enjoy family channels. I talk about them quite a lot, but I've never really delved into the Ballingers. But I do know that they are a full-on family channel. They use their kids, they exploit their kids are present in the thumbnails and the content. So overall, I mean, it would interest me in the sense that I can talk about it, but it wouldn't interest me to view. And I've never had a sense of, hey, I want to watch this content from them. On the Reddit thread, they had posted some replies in which Jessica was defending the fact that they family vlog, and this is what the reply said. Person said, "Do you worry about what is going to happen when your money makers grow up?" And Jessica replied, "Hi, we share our lives because it allows us to spend the most time with our family, and that is what we are most passionate about. We're all very lucky to do what we do. Chris is also a successful TV writer, producer, and New York Times best-selling author. Sorry we don't fit your sad narrative. If I had a £1 for every single time a family vlogger would say this, like, no, they're not our only form of income. We make income in other ways, like, quite, like, well and truly. Okay, if it wasn't making you money, why on earth would you produce daily content or however often you upload to the masses and deal with all the trolling and all the people critiquing you? Why would you keep on going despite this whole, you know, your whole sister-in-law drama that's been happening? Why would you carry on through that unless it was earning you a decent amount of money? I think it is inherently quite selfish for, you know, you guys just to carry on vlogging your kids as if this isn't what has been circulating about COLLEEN. So much stuff has been said about COLLEEN and you guys have just carried on filming your kids. So your kids are going to indirectly be, you know, tangled in this. So whenever anyone searches up Ballinger, your kids are gonna pop up. So this was left on their latest vlog. Someone said, "Yikes, Jojo. Hope James isn't there. I'm just so disappointed. I've been watching your videos since child was little and I just cannot support this behaviour of being surrounded by people who are problematic. It makes me sad." And I think this person or anyone is perfectly within their right to, if they're not feeling it, then just say something. It's public content. It's you know, you're there to share your own opinions. And you can do so. And, you know, it wasn't meant in malicious intent. And this is what I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure this is what Jessica said in reply. It is sad to me how caught up people get in online gossip. Jojo is a lovely person. She has a huge heart, a dedication to bring joy to others, and an absolutely brilliant mind. James wasn't there. I haven't seen him in years, but I wish him well. We have entered an era where it is more profitable to complain about and destroy other humans than to lift them up. The best quote I have heard about this experience is, "If you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me." Instead of being concerned about all the people supporting Jojo, perhaps consider that they know her on a human level rather than parasocial opinions. I do see that you are upset about all the things you now believe about strangers, so I do applaud your decision to unsubscribe. Our intention is to provide a happy space, and if this isn't for you, then I'm glad you are aware of that and have made that boundary for yourself. I do really encourage you to look at your engagement with gossip culture with the same scrutiny, though. It is likely having a more negative effect than whatever you think. Years of support. Okay, I can sense the condescendingness just directly, just off of it. She started out okay. She started out all right. And then it just went steadily downhill. You know, like, I can sense whatever what you were saying. It's like, come on. This is how I get this feeling that it is, in fact, Jessica. Like, I get this, I get this little hint. But the thing is that I'm firmly on the grounds, right? I believe that, yes, can some people be really petty online? Yes. Can some people just dig up drama for no reason? Yes. But what I do actually think, some of the big popular YouTubers, family vloggers, mummy vloggers, people who I kind of talk about, they got away with so much for so long, and now people are finding a voice and they're calling them out on it. And these guys hate it. These guys hate the fact that people are not standing for their crap anymore. And like I just said, can some people make a mountain out of a molehill? Yes. But in this situation, no. And the fact that she or he is just blindly just going, you know, it's just gossip culture, I haven't looked into it, i.e. the whole James Charles incident. I mean, he was exposed for, you know, engaging with underage boys. This is a thing. This is a thing a little while ago. I haven't looked into it recently, but this is something that people know about. It wasn't even gossip or rumours. I mean, this actually happened. She then decided to heart a comment that said, "Amen, I've been calling it the crazy conclusion mob mentality," which I feel is then basically, you know, confirming the fact that they think that all of this is rumours, all of this is speculation, drama, we're all being crazy conclusion conspiracy people, which isn't something that this other commenter took very well, the person who originally made the post. She basically replied back saying, "It is such a slap in the face to leave this shady comment when I was saying how I felt about being associated with Jojo because of the people that she supports and brings her fans to a terrible individual." She then goes on to say that, you know, she thinks it's a complete slap in the face, and, you know, she doesn't feel like the Ballingers actually care about the reasonings as to why the fans are unsubscribing. She then picks them up on, you know, and you liking the shady replies in this thread about the mob mentality is absolutely crazy, because that is absolutely not the case. Jess or Chris then goes on to say it actually is gossip. I haven't seen any proof of that. I think they're talking about the James Charles incident, so we have a slight derailment going on over here. The thing is, I'm pretty sure there was proof. I'm pretty sure you had text messages. You also had James Charles admitting to it. I think it was like two or three different times. Like, it wasn't just a one-time thing. And I get the fact that, you know, maybe Chris and Jess are just so ignorant that they can't be bothered to even educate themselves on the topic. They just put it down to, oh, well, it's all just internet trolls, it's all just internet drama. I'm just here to tell you that not everything on the internet is just internet drama. A lot of it is very, you know, well researched, well thought out, you know, videos. Not all of it has to be made up drama for clicks and views. And I don't think they're willing to actually accept that. This is then backed up by the respondent, who basically said, any proof of what? James Charles' apology video about the things he's done to underage boys, which he speaks about in the video and calls them his victims. Yeah, because I mean, I've seen some of them, they definitely do exist. But she also does make a really good point up above of saying that, you know, she has quite literally bought all the merchandise. She has been a massive fan. And this is the one post where she gets picked apart by Jess, Chris, whichever one. And I do honestly think that if you aren't with a lot of these creators, they are just going to turn against you or just put you in a massive pit full of trolls. But back onto this whole, idea that the Ballingers just don't even want to accept the fact that the people who they align themselves with have not always been good people. And I get that they may know them on a personal level, but the thing is that these people have openly admitted to doing these things. And why is this always centered around young kids? Like, I swear it's just bizarre. Like, their whole family is just super strange. They then go on to reiterate, I don't want you to feel like you're being eaten alive. I think people are just disagreeing with you. If anyone attacks you, I'll delete their comments. I don't have any idea what James has apologised for because I don't get involved in that stuff, because I've seen how exaggerated and extreme it can be for clickbait views, etc. The thing is that I think in this occasion maybe you should look a little bit further into it. Like I say, I'm pretty sure just like a load of these people just do not want to look, just don't want to scratch a little beneath the surface, especially if you are associating yourselves with them. They then go on to basically badmouth channels. I'm not even sure who she's referring to here. He or she could be referring to Adam, and it's because basically there was a comment that I'm pretty sure was deleted, and her reply was that they were saying, I was responding to someone who was making an accusation about Colleen, saying that I haven't seen proof of their accusation. Now, because they said that about both James Charles and supposedly Colleen, it's quite, it would be quite easy for you to get it muddled up. But I'm pretty sure the person who she was replying to had deleted that comment, because I couldn't see anyone calling Colleen anything in that comment section. But they said they will make a clickbait gossip video about me and probably make up a ton of things that they believe I think without any actual info from me. They will get a ton of views and make claims about my reputation. They will start a mob of people who come here and to all of our socials attacking us, etc, etc. The thing is, nothing would be up to interpretation if you guys just came out and made a statement about how you really feel, but you guys are so vague, it is nigh on impossible. And I don't think anyone is twisting what has been said or what has been shown, especially if you're talking about Adam, because Adam has just come out of receipts and explained that this is what happened. And also, where is the sympathy when Colleen sent her giant lynch mob of people and fans and kids over to attack him and to attack anyone who would talk badly of Colleen back in 2020? Where's that? Where's the love then? Where's the sympathy then? It wasn't any. Honestly, it is just insane to me. There's then a little bit of back and forth, but they end with, thank you, I appreciate you saying that. The issue is that public figures really can't add to a discussion nowadays without being dragged relentlessly through the mud and attacked for every association they have. Of course you can add to the discussion, but what discussion are you guys wanting to add to? Are you wanting to talk about your sister/sister-in-law's, accusations? Are you wanting to talk about that? Because that is what people are interested in. Of course people are going to start picking at you and attacking you if you're not willing to address this in any way, shape or form. We've quite literally had nothing. What I believe, nothing. If you did a little video and you explained, maybe even apologised on behalf, but the thing is that you haven't done that. None of you have done that. So it makes you look, A, guilty by association, and B, the fact that you condone this behaviour, and that is gonna make people side-eye you hard. That's the reason why you feel like you can't comment. That's the reason why, of course big YouTubers can comment. Also the fact that you're also a family vlogger, and family vloggers right now are being dragged through the mud, are being held accountable. The 8 passengers case is definitely helping with this one. People are massive side-eyeing family channels. Family channels are getting less views than ever. They honestly are. This is something that's been happening for the past few years now. Family channels are on the way down, vlogs are on the way down, and people are side-eyeing. All of it. So of course you guys are both massive, great big red walking targets. Your targets are people who are wanting answers and who are wanting a change from your channel. But if you're not willing to do any of those things, of course you're not going to be able to have a discussion. So this last bit is actually a bit of a tailspin, because I believe they then start talking about Trent Ballinger and how they do not allow their kids to talk to them and they don't support the behaviour that came out about him. a few months ago. So I'm actually going to read this whole thing out. And they then issued an apology to Oliver, who had come out, who had made the tweets. But this is a little bit out of place because I didn't see any comment referring to Trent Ballinger throughout that whole comment section. So I don't know if she meant to leave it there. I'm not really sure, but I'll give it a read anyway. I absolutely support anyone with incriminating info to bring it to authorities. There is personal nuance as to his level of developmental delay, which he has always kept private, but it is much more than is known publicly, and I feel awful for sharing even that. But he is not someone that I have had contact with or have my kids have contact with since learning about his behaviour several months ago. We also discussed with the kids at their varying levels of understanding and asked if they ever experienced similar with him, which they had not. So yes, I think anyone with any evidence of any crime should of course bring it to authorities and be investigated. I personally do not have that evidence, but from what has been shared, I can still use an abundance of personal caution with my kids and make choices accordingly. I'm sad for Ollie, who has always been a sweet, genuine person who shouldn't have had that emotional burden at that time. So you guys can see what went wrong with obviously Trent Ballinger messaging Oliver really inappropriate things. I did make a whole video on that. I'll try and leave it linked up above. But for some reason, you guys can't just look a little bit further and have a little look at what's come out about COLLEEN. No, is no one going to bother with that? It just makes no sense to me. Like, why are you excusing one behaviour and then not the... it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, yes, what Trent was doing was really not very nice, especially to a young person. But you guys need to look a little bit closer to home as well and look at what COLLEEN's been doing. It's just bonkers. And once again, she's saying, you know, I don't have all the evidence or whatever. It's like, you guys really need to get out of your little family vlogging bubble and have a look at what is actually going on. I think the way that they are just defending COLLEEN is just, it's just bad. I mean, even if you were still wanting to stand by COLLEEN's side, etc., but you weren't okay with her actions, just say it. The thing is that I don't understand that. Like, if anyone in my family or friends was doing this, I'd stand and I'd be like, no, that's not okay. But you guys all think this is fine, and that just makes me feel like it is a normalized thing. That's just the way it feels like. If you guys don't see anything the matter with it, it must mean that you guys have normalized yourselves to that kind of behavior. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just can't with just how they're just brushing past this whole thing. I mean, at least they're wanting to hold Trent somewhat accountable, but I just don't understand how it's, you know, it's one for him and not one for COLLEEN. I don't know. I think it's really bizarre. And like I said, I feel like it's just normalized within their family that this kind of thing's okay. Newsflash, it's not. And the thing is that it's like with Jojo earlier, she's not going to see anything the matter with it because she was pretty much like, you know, brainwashed from an extremely young child to like trust the adult. She's been like born into the spotlight, like with her on Dance Mums and stuff. I used to watch that used to come up on my TV all the time. It's like that kind of behavior is normal for her. Like, it's completely normal, and none of it is normal. All of it is just bizarre and strange. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.